Happy Monday. This is the before. We're here in beautiful Neptune Beach, and we're going to be hooking up this property with a fresh lawn and some pavers. So this is what it looks like before. This is what happens. What you have to do to prevent this is you got to get your lawn sprayed regularly. There's no way around it. Between the fungus, between the weeds, and between the insects, your lawn is going to be doomed. Another issue out here at the beach is the sandiness of the soil. Rest in peace, And when you mix all three of those, then you're going to have a rough time getting a very, very beautiful lawn. Now, when you get over here on the side areas, you can also run into issues with the lighting, which is the last component, and the quality of the soil. Again, is going to play a role because you're going to not have good soil. You'll have roots, and what St. Augustine's side needs to grow is fresh soil, not rocks and roots. So the solution for this lawn is going to be one, fresh soil, because the sand is good for what is sand good for? It's not that good for lawns. Lawns need soil. So there's a difference between information and data, and there's a difference between sand and soil. And here's a side yard. Gotta hook this up. Now, let's take a look at the backyard. Gonna put in some pavers. I'm gonna double check the exact route. But I believe it's going to be a walkway either from here on this side or I think it's actually going to be from here to there. That's where we're putting the pavers, if I remember correctly. Which makes sense. So we're going to be putting in fresh soil inside back here also, and running the pavers up to this, and then we will put in fresh. Going to be going with the Provista, which is my favorite, most popular side right now is the Provista. Stay tuned. Now we're going to put in some pavers around here, this area. Pavers that'll take care of the issue walking from the back area to the front, so you're not in this mud. And this area is kind of low, so grass has not done a good job over here. The fresh soil will help, but it won't compensate for large problems like big drainage issues, which it looks like it's a high area and it's all draining down here. So the best solution was to put pavers right here and make it easier to walk from that gate over to the front. And so then here's the front again. You can see, not happy. So stay tuned. A lot of nasty grass to get out of here. Stay tuned. FloridaProLawnCare.com. Okay, now all of the old grass is gone, and now I'm gonna start prepping the back area for the pavers. Gonna get the pavers in first and then put in the grass. So I'm gonna cut out the area for the pavers and put in the landscape fabric and then put in the paver base. Then we'll put in the pavers, and then we'll put in the soil and the fresh Provista Sod. Stay tuned. Okay, quick update. And so now the area has been excavated for pavers. And so let's take a look. I'll be putting in the fabric that'll be the barrier between all of this sand and the paver base. That'll help keep the weeds out, and it'll also just keep the paver structure together permanently. That's the other side. Let's take a look over there. Walkway will be going down there, and then we'll be putting in a little wider area about here, and then it'll connect over to the driveway. Stay tuned. All right, quick update. So we got the landscape fabric in. This is going to be the barrier between the sand and the pavers. It's going to help keep the weeds from growing up through the pavers. So we're going to make a final decision over here on if we're going to be adding more pavers. But we're going to have about a 3-foot walkway, and then once we get past the gate, it's potentially going to be a 10 by 10 landing here, and then the walkway will continue over here. So stay tuned. I'm going to be putting together the framing for the pavers. It's another wonderful day in beautiful Neptune Beach. Quick update. Okay, so I got the framing in for the walkway. This is going to allow the paver base to be installed so that everything is level, and the walkway also has the right slope coming from the existing patio, and then as it tapers off into the other walkway. So this is kind of like a dual sloping situation, but at the same time I'm putting in the framing so we can maintain the level. As you can see, we're right on top of it. Stay tuned. Okay, so now I got the framing in for the pavers. I put the framing in to make it much faster to level. Once I put the paver base in, I'll be able to screed the paver base right across the rails of the framing, so it makes it really fast to level it. And we're trying to keep the level from the patio and just continue it out through the backyard. So I got in some paver base here, and so I'm gonna fill this up one scoop at a time, the same technique as how you eat an elephant. So we'll just fill that up and then temper it in, level it, and start running the pavers. Stay tuned. Quick update. Okay, so now I'm starting the smooth it out process. This is how I make the leveling process very fast. I use the framing and then I screed it with the wood. I use old school technique, and so that's how I'm able to level and keep the level from the threshold at this gate. I'm able to take that level, and then using the frame, I just maintain it as it changes to the existing patio. So that's how I'm able to tie the level together. So this side is getting smoothed out. This side has not been smoothed. I've made one pass over here. So I'll make another pass and then it'll be ready for the blocks. I'll brush it out. This side has not been passed at all, so it's very rough right now. But good news is, shout out to Paver Man Paul over here. He's getting it done. We got the pavers on site. It's happening right now. FloridaProLawnCare.com. We got the paver sale. It is in full effect. And they chose these are the charcoal. These are the white tan charcoal. And they're gray, but they have just a hint of the tan in them, which has a kind of a nice tie-in with the red brick that they already have. So it makes it have a nice little complement. You'll be able to see it better in the light later. They have the gray grout, so it just ties in nice. Very good complement is what we're looking for here. And stay tuned. Got everything framed out. We'll smooth it out and get some of these pavers on the ground. Quick update. So now you see the screeding set up. This is how everything's going to come in level. And by level I mean maintain the same as the patio here. So it's not level to the water line, but level in terms of the same level. Alright, so let's see what we got down already. Got these in. And so I'll do all the cutting out tomorrow. Look at that woodpecker. Just spooked him. He was over here eating breakfast. Come back, man. I'm just making a video for YouTubers. He gone. Okay. Woody woodpecker's gone. And this is where we are now. Stay tuned. Pavers. Got a little ridge here we had to account for in the yard, and everything's going so far so good. All right, quick update on the pavers. Now I'm just cutting out the edging, cutting out the edge runs, and doing the final settings. And then we'll be putting on the edging and then putting in the polymeric sand. Stay tuned. Okay, quick update. So we got all the pavers in, got the concrete edging on, and just wet everything with some water so that the concrete will start to harden up. You want to keep the edge nice and strong, and it'll fill in the gap here with all soil. This side was done yesterday. So now the edge is really strong. You can stand here and it's not going anywhere. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're all done with the pavers. We got some liquid sunshine approaching. Got the poly sand in. This is the polymeric sand, and it's a joint stabilizer. It locks all of the pavers together, keeps them from wiggling out of place, and it is also brings in a secondary color to finish the final look of the pavers. In this case, we went with the gray. The other option was beige. Went with the gray to coordinate with the house because the house has the gray mortar with the red brick. It looks like it's gonna rain. Newsflash, it's finna rain. Looks like it's going to be a good storm. Just getting some photos. Almost forgot. So this is the done with the paver portion of the backyard renovation. Next, I will be prepping the soil and bringing in the fresh sod. Stay tuned. Okay, quick update. So now you see the fresh soil in. The original mix is installed, filled up those big gaps. It's going to be a perfect foundation for the Provista, the Scott's Provista soil. And so that's the after. And so over here, we moved all of that soil. It was a bunch of extra soil here. Got that out the way. And moved that over to another part of the yard where they have some open space. I'll do some moving the soil over here, and I'll be bringing in some more original mix over here. So stay tuned, and the same thing for the front and the side yard. So much more soil coming. This is how it looks before. Let's look at the after. This is going to create the perfect environment for fresh sod. Stay tuned. Okay, backyard ready for sod. Original mix number 3 installed and smoothed out. This is the good stuff. It's going to be the perfect foundation for the perfect backyard. Scott's Provista will be installed, coming farm fresh on Wednesday, so tomorrow. Gotta go pick it up this time. Sometimes I can get it delivered. So this is what it looks like. All right, let's take a look. Backyard set up right now. Still getting the front yard finally ready. Everything is smoothed out and ready for the fresh St. Augustine. You can see the compost material in the soil. Stay tuned. Okay, quick update. All right, and what we have happening right now, got a little bit of grass here and smoothing out the rest of the soil here in the front. The original mix number 3. So let's take a look at some of the progress. So we got a little bit of before and after going on, a little bit of in progress. This is what it looks like in progress. Stay tuned, got some pieces through down, gonna cut everything out, get some water on it. Stay tuned. Okay, so here is the after. We're here in beautiful Neptune Beach. And so front yard, well, whole yard resod. And why settle for a resod when you can add mulch? So we added some mulch and pavers. Very popular to put in pavers going into the backyard. So this will be an area. I think she's gonna put some tables here. Add a walkway to the existing deck. I'm glad the colors matched up. It looks like the best selection with their existing brick and the color of their existing patio. They're very happy with the color selection, and I am very happy that they are happy. So full resod, and installed the walkway so that it was at the same level as the existing patio and leading out with the down slope to the backyard gate. And this is the other part of their yard which hasn't been finished yet, but they're going to look at that project in the future. So all done here in beautiful Neptune Beach. Brand new backyard, fresh pavers, fresh sod, fresh mulch. We also put in some fresh sod on the side yard also. Oh, there it is. They're just setting the sprinklers there. Take a picture of the front. And that is all here in beautiful Neptune Beach. See if I can get some commentary from the customers. Okay, they're over there. All right, so here is the other part of the front yard. And all of this sod came in fresh from our sod farm here in Hastings, Florida. This is Provista, fresh from the sod farm. And they're going to water it regularly, and it's going to fill in wonderfully. So stay tuned. Thank you for checking out this before and after. Post in the comments your opinion. Also added a little mulch in around the purple queens. All done. Okay, and the last step is to install the natural fertilizer. Now, I normally recommend Milorganite, which is sometimes you can't get it, but a good alternative is the Sunnyland. This is all natural, and you can read more about these guys on their website. This is also local to our area. And so after you get the Provista installed, you want to put on an even coat of the natural fertilizer. And I figured while I'm doing this is a good time to talk about aftercare after having your new lawn installed. I found that I was having this conversation over and over again. So I said, let me make a video explaining what to do after you get your brand new lawn installed. I'm trying to push this with one hand as I'm holding the camera. So once a month, put on an even coat of the fertilizer, just once a month. And you can change the setting as you need to. Right now I have it on 6. I'll probably put it up a little bit more. The natural fertilizer is non-burning, so it's not going to burn anything. It will let off a distinctive smell in your yard, and if you got dogs, they're going to notice it and be smelling the yard real heavy. The granules, as you can see, it's really just like, it's like granulized compost, if you want to think about it like that. So why are we putting in this fertilizer? The grass is going through a lot of effort right now to establish itself and grow. St. Augustine grass grows with its runners, so it's going to be shooting runners all over the place, establishing its root system, and it's going to be popping up blades of grass everywhere. So it's a lot of activity. And just like you, when you got a lot to do, you tend to want to eat a little bit more, right? Like the football players who are practicing at tour days, they eat a little bit more than the gamer nerd teenagers who just sit in front of a video game all day. So it's the same idea. This lawn needs to eat much more than an average lawn because it's got much more to do. So that's the first thing. Now, as far as mowing, you want to mow a brand new lawn after 2 to 4 weeks. It just kind of depends. If it's growing really good, then 2 weeks is fine. But if it's kind of taking a little while to get going, then you can wait. You can keep waiting. You can wait up to 4 weeks or so. But once you see it starting to get thick and bushy, then it's going to be time to mow it. Now, how are you going to mow it? Well, you're going to use a push mower. You're not going to use any type of Z-turn or tractor, or even the those ride-on mowers where the guy, you know, he's standing up, but it's still a big machine, but he's standing up on it. Nope. Only a traditional push mower. Only a traditional push mower, and put it on the highest setting possible for your mower. However tall it can possibly go. And you want to mow it. Once you start mowing it, make sure you consistently mow it every week. And all of the dips and dings are going to start smoothing out. It's almost like when you have a scrape on your skin, and after it heals and you put lotion or something on it, and your skin just heals, and that's what's going to happen with these individual pieces of sod. They're going to interconnect into each other. And so you want to mow every week on the highest setting with a push mower only. No negotiation. I can't tell you how many times I've had people who I've replaced their lawn, and then they had their, whoever the lawn service was, came in and serviced the lawn, and what'll happen is the loose sod, what we don't want to happen is we don't want the pieces of sod to get sucked up into the big machine. We also don't want those big wheels to crush the sod. All right, that's what will happen to the fresh grass. It's like a little baby. All right, so that's mowing. So now let's talk about watering. You gotta water, if you can, at least twice a day. And when should you water? The first watering time, ideally, will be just before the hottest time of the day. The hottest time of the day right now in the summer is in the afternoon. So you want to already have water on the grass before the hottest time of the day comes. Why? Because the sun can scorch the grass. And the only defense you have from getting scorched by the hot sun is to have water on the grass. And once you have the water on the grass, then what will happen is, instead of your grass getting scorched, the water will mostly get evaporated. So that's why I'm telling you, you need to water twice, primarily, because that first watering here in the summer, the primary goal is to protect the grass from drying out, but also to protect it from getting physically burned. The actual sun will burn the grass itself. So it's not even about it being dried out. It's about it physically getting burned, as if you took something hot and set it on top of the grass. Okay? Now, the second time you need to water is after the hottest time of the day. So it would be good to water it after the trauma of the hot sun hits it. So the lawn is going to experience some stress from the hot sun. And then what you'll do is come in at some point after that and refresh the lawn with a nice cold drink of water. All right, that will be the second time. So maybe 3 o'clock, 3 p.m., 4 p.m. So you do your first time before the hottest time of the day. So maybe 11 a.m. and then your second time after the hottest time of the day. And you don't need to water very long for these two times. You don't need to water for an hour. No, even 15 or 20 minutes could be fine. All right, it could be fine. It's better to water more frequently at this point in time. It's just like a baby. Remember, an infant baby needs to eat very frequently, but an infant baby does not eat very much when it eats. Okay, now the next thing is, as far as spraying, you want to treat the lawn for insects. Right now, you want to treat the lawn for insects. So the thing you got to be concerned about is if some type of bug got in to the grass and could be munching on it right now. So what you want to do is have your spray company spray for any insects right now. One of the most popular is the sod webworm. You don't want to have sod webworms. You also don't want to take any risk with chinch bugs or any of the other bugs that are known to destroy St. Augustine. So that is what you want your spray guy to do. You also want them to spray for tree saplings. So see, these are not weeds, these are little trees. See that? And they're growing up all around this big oak. And what you're gonna have to do is get your area treated so that you don't have those saplings coming all around this area. Those are two things that you need to have treated right now. And then as far as the weeds, the spray company, they will spray and treat for weeds as needed. And as far as fungus, what you're going to do is, that's the reason why you don't want to overwater, because fungus is an environmental issue. Really comes from overwatering. That's why I'm encouraging you not to do the 1 hour watering that a lot of people talk about. You don't need to do that. You'll end up overwatering inevitably and causing fungus. So just go with the 15, 10, 20 minute intervals, and just do it as many times as you can. That's why it's really cool to have an irrigation system with a timer that will allow you to set multiple start times. And that's what we set up for our clients, to save them time, and it makes it easier for them to get that perfect lawn. Okay, so those are the main tips. Milorganite once a month. Water it if you can 2 to 3 times a day, and you're going to do that until it's obviously established, and you'll start cutting back on the frequency, and until you end up getting to a point where you're watering maybe once a day, and then you'll get to the point where you're getting back to every other day. But it's a slow process. All right, thank you for checking out this project. This is the before and after. FloridaProLawnCare.com. Thank you again. Until next time, make sure you follow us on Facebook at Florida Pro Lawn Care, and on Instagram at Florida Pro Lawn Care. Peace. Okay, this is an after. This has been about a year and a half after I installed, after I rebuilt this entire lawn. This is Scott's Provista. A lot of times I get questions about how things will look after time, so that's the purpose of this video. In this project, not only was the entire lawn resodded, but also pavers installed in the front and backyard. So I want to show you really quickly how everything looks with the Scott's Provista after some time goes by. Excuse me. Okay, so we're at the beginning of November here, so the summer season is over and the grass is in really good shape right now. And here are the pavers that were installed, and you can see they're doing really well. Also, I went with tried to kind of coordinate with the color of the brick, and so everything is really doing well. There's a lot of contour coming from the neighbor, so you can kind of see how things are holding up. Very sturdy. So let's take a look at the walkway that was added in the back. All of this grass is new as well. This tree was just a baby. This is an avocado. When you look at the before video, you'll see that this tree was really small. You can see how well it's done. And I'm very sure that that is due to the high quality soil, the original mix number 3 that was installed all in this area, which is going to add a lot of nutrient for this fruit tree. Same thing for this citrus here. I think this is looks like a Meyer lemon tree. And so they are doing excellent. Paver walkway is sturdy and doing well. Nothing is wobbling, or everything is just as it was when I installed it. So I'm really happy with that. And the backyard here, this is the main backyard. Scott's Provista thrives in the shadier areas. A lot of people struggle with their lawns in the backyard, and it's because they install what's called the regular Floratam St. Augustine, which is the standard, most popular St. Augustine grass. It's called Floratam. That particular grass does not do well in areas that get a lot of shade. So you can see the Provista is doing excellent. She did have me come back and extend and add some more Provista here for the backyard. They're very happy with the results. Now they have a backyard that's totally dry and without mud and dirt. So they're very happy about that, and I am also very happy. Paver walkway is doing excellent. They are considering having it sealed, which you can see how well it's holding up and locking in the color. The sealer is going to be good because it's going to really prevent fading, which these guys are doing really well after about 1.5 years. So I wanted to give you a quick recap. I know people are curious about how their projects are going to look after some time passes, and I wanted to make sure I documented this. This was one of my favorite projects that was completed about 1.5 years ago, I think. And so make sure you check the previous video. I'm not sure how I will edit this, but I thank you for taking a look. I would love to hear your feedback. Make sure you follow at Florida Pro Lawn Care on Instagram. You deserve the best. Call the pro. FloridaProLawnCare.com.